Dr. Shubhang Aggarwal, a specialist of a painful total knee replacement. So I think here I am going to sum up them in this lecture. So pain after a knee replacement for 8 to 12 weeks, it can be a pain of the surgery and it usually fades away. Nowadays we get so many advertisements that I am doing painless knee surgery, but actually the pain can take around 8 to 12 weeks to go away. But the alarm is if your pain is increasing day by day, or if you get pain after a pain-free period, that is alarming. So what are the causes? We all know infection can be there after any surgery. So it's a more constant pain, and even at rest, you may get a discharging sinus, and if there is a delayed wound healing or persistent pain and swelling for a long time, can be a chronic infection. So we should, work out for the infection. Then the second cause of pain can be aseptic loosening. It is usually late onset, and clinically we call it as startup pain. That is, the patient gets pain with initiation of weight bearing. Then the third cause is instability. We have talked much about instability since morning. It can cause recurrent knee effusions, and there can be difficulty in climbing down the stairs. And also when the patient tends to stand from sitting position, he may feel uncomfortable, and mostly this instability is in the mid-flexion. Then is the impingement, when you have used an oversized, mainly the tibia. So on the side of the overhang, there may be pain because of the impingement on the soft tissues. So clinically you can, just palpate and find out this cause. Then malrotations or malalignment, mostly it is an anterior knee pain. We heard it in the patellofemoral instability in the lecture as well. Osteolysis without loosening can also give pain, mostly because of the polyethylene wear. There can be osteolysis, and it's a kind of a constant pain. Then fractures of the patella or extensor mechanism disruption, or very rarely the fibula fracture also. This can be a cause of posteriorly, where we usually see the fibula. Now popliteus impingement, not very common, but it can be a very disabling cause of pain. Like this was in one of our patients who was operated in Delhi, very famous business lady of our country. She got the knee replacement, but she was constantly getting pain on the posterolateral side. She was given injections of steroid in the knee as well as into the root canal injection of the cortisone after getting the MRI of the spine. But she was suffering, so she came to us. So we diagnosed on the basis of this ultrasound. You can see that there is a popliteus tendon is hypoechoic and mildly tender in the ultrasound. So that is how we diagnosed. And then we did arthroscopic debridement and tenotomy of the popliteus tendon. And also there was soft tissues going into the joint on the medial side that were debrided by us arthroscopically, and she became normal. Now sometimes there can be causes of pain which are actually extrinsic. So patient is getting same symptoms after knee replacement of the pain. So initially we did the knee replacement, but the cause of pain was not from the knee, especially when we say that ki ek knee karana hai, dusra bhi kara lo. So we must examine them well. It can be from the spine or hip, and then there can be other causes. And when there is minimal preoperative osteoarthritis, the pain of surgery itself is one of the causes of dissatisfaction, that we talk around 20% patients, they are dissatisfied. So now how to diagnose? First is imaging. You should get weight bearing x-rays to see what's going on, whether it is osteolysis, whether there is a some loosening of the implants, or there is some evidence of infections. You can get CT scan to see the malrotation, and then nuclear scan may be useful to see infection, but it is highly sensitive but low specific. Then MRI with special metal suppressing softwares can also find out the causes of the pain. If you are doing nuclear scan, earlier than 2 years post-operatively, because the surgery itself causes the uptake of the this nuclear technetium-99. So then we go to the lab, infection markers, and then aspiration, go for CBC, biochemistry, and cytology. Especially there are some limits. If the TLC count is more than 1100, then it indicates, and then if the neutrophils are between 64 to 80% or more, then you know it's indicative of infection. And then lastly, you can give lignocaine injection into the joint. If the pain goes away, that means the cause of pain is not in the knee, it may be surrounding the soft tissues. In many patients, everything is normal. We know that the 20% of the patients are still dissatisfied, because nowadays we tend to do surgery even in those patients where it is not required. So this is one of our patients. You can see that this patient is disabling. Even if there is some residual pain after the surgery, she will still be satisfied because she was not able to walk before. So we should select our patients well. So this is after the surgery, and this is, you know, the function after around 10 years. She is highly satisfied. So I would say that we should be judicious in doing the surgery, otherwise, you know, the surgery gets the bad name. So in summary, the painful knee can be a complex clinical challenge because of the extrinsic as well as the intrinsic causes. A very good history is very important, and clinical examination, and then you go to the lab and the imaging modalities. Thank you.